Hey, you guys. Let me turn this air off so you can hear me. Probably should turn my car off too. I really hate making videos. I don't expect to have a lot of followers, or anything. I would like to, but I've attempted making YouTube channels many times before through my many ventures in life. Since my last video, it's been a while since I've posted an update. I have had some pretty serious health problems. I'm 45 years old, and I've got severe AFib, horrible breathlessness, to the point where it's hard for me to walk even short distances. I get winded going to the bathroom, or I was, just a month ago. I'm 5'6", and I weigh 278 pounds at my highest. And that is even with intermittent fasting, cutting out carbs, cutting out sugar. I've been a serial dieter. And I'll lose weight, gain it back, and then some. Basically having to starve myself to lose any weight. And then I always end up putting it back on the minute I start eating like a normal person. I have gone through phases of depression where I've eaten a whole lot at one time, and then I went through a spell of I think it was my medicine that was causing me to crave sweets. So that was really bad. And I packed on the weight. And then I had some health problems and started retaining fluid. I gained about 50 pounds in 2 weeks. And that's what brought me up to 278. And then they put me on water pills. I've been doing all kinds of tests. They can't figure out exactly what's wrong with me. I had a pulmonary function test. My breathing was so bad, and my oxygen level saturation was really bad. And then my doctor tested me, and my blood sugar was really high. So she said, "That's it. We're putting you on Mounjaro." And with the diabetes type 2 diagnosis, my insurance is covering it free of charge. I count myself very blessed for that, because there's a lot of people that have to pay out of pocket and get their medicine even from some shady resources, you know. I don't trust compounding pharmacies. You never know what all's in it. But my prescription comes from Lily, and tomorrow I take my second 5 milligram shot. I did 4 weeks on the 2.5. Instant appetite suppression, instant everything. I think I'm a hyper responder. And did that for 4 weeks. Then the doctor, at the end of the week, I started getting there. At the end of that 4 weeks, I started noticing that the food noise was coming back. And I was like, oh, heck no. So I let my doctor know, because she was going to keep me on the 2.5 as long as it was working, of course, because I don't want to go up unless I have to. So she said 2.5 is a very small dose. We'll go ahead and put you on 5 and see how you do. So she put me on 5. And let me just tell y'all, from 2.5, I had, pardon me one second. 2.5 from the first night. I started having horrible sulfur burps. Threw up on myself in the middle of the night the first night. That wasn't nice. Had severe heartburn a couple of days out of that first 4 weeks. And that was about it. And a little bit of constipation, but I didn't really struggle with it because I take Metamucil every day. So that was fine. Move along to the 5 milligram, and I'm having some pretty bad side effects. Like, I've had diarrhea a couple of times, but not too bad, nothing I can't handle. And the worst side effect I'm having right now, and it's not even listed as a side effect, but I have ruled everything else out. The first 4 weeks, I lost 12 pounds. Then my breathing started getting better just with that. Went on the 0.5 or the 5 milligram and had sulfur burps, but not as bad. So I think I'm working my way through those. Did have some diarrhea. And the worst one, well, there's two really bad ones. One is horrible, but it's not even listed as a side effect, but it's got to be the medicine. It's got to be. And I've heard other people say they struggle with it once starting the medicine, and that is extreme exhaustion. I mean, like, wanting to cry at the thought of having to get up and walk to the bathroom. I mean, I'm talking about, I've never, ever had this level of not just tiredness, but just my body feeling like dead weight. Literally. It's really bad first thing in the morning. And then it seems like it's starting to get a little bit better, I hope. But we'll see how the next couple of days go. But the other one is horrible dry mouth. It's bad. Like, no matter what I do, I have to. That's one thing to help you get your water down, that's for sure. Is suffer from really bad dry mouth. So, and I live in South Dakota, so the air here is really dry anyway. I keep a humidifier going on a regular basis, always have here. When Tennessee, you don't need that where I'm from, but the years I've been in South Dakota, I got that humidifier on, baby. Believe that. Dry mouth is horrible. I would say dry mouth and the exhaustion are the two worst things. Absolute. So I weighed, my shot is due tomorrow. I weighed myself today and I took my measurements. I'm not at home. I'll have to do a video and go over my measurements. But I just took them for the first time today too, so I might need to wait until I measure again. But I lost another 3 pounds. I'm down to 272. I've lost 15 pounds so far in 5 weeks. That's averaging a little too fast, but not that bad. Of course, I know a lot of it's water weight because I was suffering from like really bad edema. And they thought I was having congestive heart failure. Or my kidneys were finally going because I've had kidney disease. But I'm not having to fight it anymore. I'm still on a water pill. Lasix quit working for me. They had to put me on Bumax. But I still have a bit of edema, but not too bad. I'm thinking the more weight I lose, the better that's going to get, too. I think it's just my heart struggling to cope with all this fat I've got. I do not, listen to me, y'all. I do not understand, for the life of me. I've always watched that 600-pound life, and I always felt so bad for them. Some of it's just absolutely ridiculous. But I've always felt bad because I know what it's like to battle with that. And to an extent, you know, they're saying that obesity is a disease now. It's not a matter of willpower. To an extent, I agree with that. You know, like, for example, people that go for long periods of time doing everything right to lose weight and still can't. I really started having problems with my weight after I went through premature menopause at the age of 39. My ovaries just said, we're done. We're not working no more. No explanation. Don't know why. Doctors can't figure it out. Ultrasounds are good. Blood work's good. Don't know. But, so that didn't help. I started piling on weight when I was 39, worse than I ever have. And just nothing was, listen, I tried it all. And when I watched that, my 600-pound life, you know, I do believe that obesity can be a disease because of your hormones, genetics, and things. But I draw the line. It's no longer genetics when you're having somebody bring you 12 pancakes, 10 waffles, probably about a dozen fried eggs, 2 packs of bacon fried up, a side of biscuits and gravy. I'm talking about the amount of food these people were eating. There's no excuse for that. That's a willpower problem. And I think that's just a I don't care anymore problem. You know. But I'm always happy to see them get the help they need and finally come to a place where they can start desiring to make the changes they need to make, you know. I've always struggled with working out. I hate it. And I'm a very, very muscular person. My brother's that way. My dad's that way. When I went for entry into the military, into the Navy, back when I was 19 years old, I was built like a brick shit house and weighed 180 pounds. When the recruiters weighed me to get ready to go to MEPS, they were like, where is this weight you're carrying? I was just solid muscle. I always have been. And I hate it because I can't wear those cute little, you know, tank tops and stuff like that because I look like freaking Popeye. My arms are huge. I've never worked out my arms. I couldn't even do exercises to tone my arms because my arms would start growing. I never have been somebody to work out. I'm a very introverted person. I don't like being out in public anyway, and it's extremely hard for me to do that. But look where I'm at. I just got done with my first workout. Granted, I have to be careful because I've got AFib and I get out of breath easy. But I'm doing what I can, and hopefully I can build myself up where I can get all this crap under control and I'm not sick anymore. I'm a grandmother to 6 grandchildren. All my kids are grown, got babies, and I want to be an active part of their life and be able to get down the floor and play with them. You know, do all those fun things. So I'm fighting. I'm fighting hard to get myself in shape and get myself healthy. So I just, for the very first time, I went in and I walked a half a mile at 2 miles an hour. I was crawling, but I got my heart rate up and I was sweating. Believe it or not, that's sad, but I was. And then I don't know what the machines are called. Then I did that machine where you put your legs back and forth and then your arms go that way too. Like a skiing motion almost. I did that for half an hour. I don't know how far I got though. It was weird. It's like puts it like how many steps and how like high elevation you climbed or whatever. I don't know. But I was mortified. I don't know how to use the machines. It took me forever to figure out what I had to do to cut the treadmill on. Took me a minute to get my seat moved. I just don't know anything about it, and it's very intimidating. You know. I'm trying though, and I'm going to start holding myself accountable. I'm going to try to come to the gym at least 4 days a week, so I can start each time I come, try to do a little bit more, try to do a little bit more, try to have more endurance, you know. I'm trying. But tomorrow I'll take the shot. If you guys want me to film that, I will. I've done my measurements, like I said. I will post those or share those in another video. And I'll also show you guys pictures of all this. As much as I don't want to, I'm going to. So, if you guys have any questions about the medication, I'm not a doctor. I can only share my experience so far, but yet I am in the very beginning. If anybody else is also starting off in the very beginning, you know, let's chat. There's something that feels very lonely about this. My daughter, my oldest daughter right now, is the same as me. Bless her heart. She's always struggled with the weight. It just won't stick to her for some reason. And that girl is active. Like, really active. I don't get it. But the doctor wrote a prescription for Mounjaro. But she's currently in Tennessee, our hometown, in East Tennessee. And they had to do a prior authorization. They denied it, and they're trying to get her approved for. They said they were going to try to get her approved for Wegovy, but she really doesn't want to do a semaglutide. She wants to be on tirzepatide, so they're going to try to get her approved for Zepbound. So we're waiting to hear back from her insurance about that. Hopefully she can get it. But so maybe I can post some videos of me and her, us video chatting or something like that. I can record it and post it. She's a hoot. Y'all would love her for sure. But anyway, I think that's it. I'm sorry it took me so long to do another update. I can share just what's going on in my life. My life has always been pretty interesting. I've gone through some pretty crazy stuff that most people, it would never happen in a million years in their lifetime, and I've had multiple things like that happen to me, so it's pretty crazy. But I don't mind being an open book. I'm trying to better myself in more ways than just physical. Normally I'm very introverted. I'm a private person, but I need to start going out of my comfort zone. That's what I'm trying to do. Anyway, I don't know any of you yet, but I love you. I'm praying for everybody that watches this. And leave me a comment. Like, follow, subscribe, if you don't mind. And leave a comment. But I'm out. I'm going to drive home. I'm exhausted. I'll do a shot video tomorrow. Good night.